everyone, this is Nnena.
And I'm Ngozi,
And welcome back to our channel, Ejima. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing, is the manosphere toxic?
Yes, that's the question. We're asking this question, is the manosphere toxic? All right. So before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe if you've been watching us and you like our content. Just hit that red subscribe button. It's free, and put on your notification bell so you can get a notification every time we put up a new video. I'm going to start off first with the definition of manosphere. This topic came up because, as you know, it's becoming a really big thing. There's a lot of creators, content creators making content very specific to what a lot of men's beliefs, and a lot of catering to the needs and the beliefs of men. So we just decided to look into this topic, really trying to understand this perspective. So, we want to come correct, so I'm going to start with the definition. According to dictionary.com, the manosphere is a loose network of blogs, forums, and websites like 4chan and Reddit dedicated to men's issues, ranging from topics such as life philosophies, self-improvement tips, strategies for success in life, relationships, and sex. They're typically opposed to feminism, full of misogyny, and overlap with parts of the alt-right. So this is not my definition. Alt-right. That's a political organization. Alt-right. So this is not my definition. This is an actual definition of what the manosphere is. And of course, with a platform like YouTube, the manosphere has been getting a lot of traction. It's always been around. It's not necessarily new.
So it's also not red pill.
Exactly. Why this is really interesting to us is that with the history of, women and men, specifically in the United States of America, a lot of times women felt like they needed to, build their communities, encourage one another, and do things of that nature. Some groups of women have taken it to certain extremes, but that's not what this video is about. As a response, it has created a culture where it's kind of socially acceptable for women to talk down on men, for women to complain about men, or for women to, just air out their thoughts and beliefs that they may have.
Rights.
Yeah, women's rights, exactly. Things that they may have not, maybe our mothers couldn't have done as openly, maybe our grandmothers definitely couldn't have done. So that has changed the trajectory of this conversation a lot. So this manosphere gives a lot of men the opportunity to, express themselves. Everybody has that right? Everybody should be able to say how they feel, voice what they need in relationships. It's not even just relationships, like gave that definition. It encompasses, becoming a better man, just issues like
now the focus is
relationships, exactly. When people think of it, it's automatically attributed to relationships because, like I said, because of the way content has changed and some creators and the directions they have gone, a lot of people have just taken to think that the manosphere is just about how you date or how you get married or this and that. No, it's about self-development, self-improvement. That's a big emphasis with the manosphere. And I don't necessarily think anything's wrong with that. The issue, when it becomes an issue, is when people use it as a tool to basically shame women. I think that's when it really becomes problematic. When you think about the basic definition, self-improvement, bettering yourself in relationships as an individual, that's not negative. That's not toxic. Same when we talk about women's rights and being able to, speak on what you want, being able to defend yourself, that's not bad. But when people always try and tie it to the extremity, the extremes of feminism, that's when you start having it becomes a whole other conversation. And the same thing with the manosphere. If you ask me, is the manosphere toxic? I don't necessarily believe that the manosphere is toxic on the basic level of what exactly the definition means and what people are doing. How some men use it can become toxic. The following could become toxic. I think that a lot of men use the manosphere and the information they're receiving from some creators, and instead of looking at doing the self-work, instead of thinking about the self-improvement part,
these women as
they blame the women. These women are this, they're too demanding, they don't want to get married. Just when I hear something, I'm just like, come on now, this is an extreme. Same when we say with feminism, that's extreme end of feminism. This is an extreme. These women don't want to do this. I'm where I am because of the women are not doing this. They're not listening to me. They're not doing this. They're wrong with this. Instead of where is the self-improvement part? Where is the development part? That's what you can do. At the end of the day, none of us can control anyone. I can't make someone do what they don't want to do. Man or woman, it goes both ways. So instead of, using that as an opportunity to bash women, which I think a lot of men in the manosphere do, take the opportunity to look at all the wrongs women have done. Not to say women are not perfect. No one is perfect. To me, it's 50-50 in this game. Worry about what you can do as an individual to improve your life.
We could both basically both people could take responsibility for things to do wrong. Same way we had the video why are modern women mad at Kevin Samuels, right? We were saying things that we can accept that we're doing wrong. Mistake, but why? If I'm allowed to say that, why are men also allowed to say what they're doing wrong?
Right.
Why is everything on the women? I feel like I'm very fair. I love perspective. I love seeing things from both sides. I love giving people the benefit of the doubt. But if we go around and we just keep blaming each other, everyone's just gonna remain single.
Right.
You know, like how are we going to get together and keep, you know, making
it's accountability part. And I think that that's the issue with, and like I'm saying, this is not necessarily attacking the creators, because that's not where my issue lies. People are free to, you know, say what they want. You take everything with a grain of salt, no matter who it's coming from. You know, we know that this is like, it's deeper than this. We know that there's a reason why people are saying certain things. My issue is that the people watching this content, the men watching this content, taking this in, you're forgetting about the accountability part. Like we can't use this as an opportunity to just make women 100% accountable. But then how are you making yourself accountable for your life? We both, as men and women, we both have, and I think that's why it draws a lot of people in, because like you said, for a long part of history, after, you know, the whole women's rights movements, you weren't able to really hold women accountable openly. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like a taboo thing. Women could make songs, I don't want no scrubs, this and that. But if a man made a song, but you don't need no women, like, that would be crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would not be received the same way. Everyone's independent, leave your man at home. Ladies, leave your man at home. Like, that was, you know, we grew up with my bills, can you pay my telephone bills, can you pay my telephone bills? Like, that was the era we grew up on, that music, that 2000.
Can you cook? Can you
right, can you cook? Can you sleep with me well? Like, you know, everyone be wild. Like, what? That's misogynist. That's, oh my gosh, that's bad.
So I think the reason why the Manosphere is getting so much attention and why so many men are attracted to it is that it's giving them, like, the green light to express how they really feel. Things that they feel like in the workplace or whatever that they're not able to say, or things that they feel like they can't say openly without offending women and coming off as being misogynistic. The red pill is kind of opening that door and letting them feel like, oh yes, I can finally say what I want to say.
It's that community.
Do what I want to do.
And I'm not saying it shouldn't even come to that point. Like I said, both sides, people, we have to stop being sensitive. Too sensitive. You know, of course we have to be respectful. I'm never going to sit there and bat men are this, men that. No. But you should be able to take constructive criticism. That's how we grow in the workplace. You get a review. You know, that's how we grow in all areas of our lives. So we can't be walking on tippy toes. That's why we have this issue of race in America. That's another topic. That's another video. But we can't be walking on eggshells and tippy toes. And no one wants to talk. We want to keep saying it, but no one's talking about it. No one's going into details. Nobody wants to really get to the root of the issue. But at the same time, there's a way you do things. There's a way you say stuff. You can approach a conversation with tact. Of course, when any type of movement, the extreme people are always who get the attention. Like feminism. I keep bringing up this feminism because people will see the extreme feminists, forgetting that the average feminist is married, has children, cooks for her children, cooks for her husband, takes care of her family, takes care of her parents.
People forget that the average man is a feminist.
Listen, that's another video.
The average man in America
but they see these extreme cases of feminism, and then they're just like, oh, this is the feminist movement. It's like me sitting here and looking at this extreme, because if I use the extremes of the people in the manosphere or the followers or people who practice these principles, this would be a whole other video. But I'm not going to do that. But what we're just saying is that, is a manosphere toxic? My answer is not necessarily. It's just that some of their followers can be toxic.
Well, to be honest, I don't really know much about the manosphere, right? Today is the first day I'm hearing about this definition. I don't really watch a lot of those creators in the manosphere. I haven't really been watching YouTube like that, period. You know, life gets crazy. I'm not really like into that topic as much. Like, you know, it was just because it kept coming up. I was like, let me keep myself informed of what people are talking about, what's going on in society. Let me not live in my bubble. But what it seems to me, with like even some of our videos, the comments we get from some men, it seems that some men are just very angry. Like, you know, they feel left out, they feel forgotten about, they feel unappreciated, maybe undervalued, you know, and I understand, you know, so sometimes I feel like it's like a little bit, it's just some bitterness that's coming out. If I can be accountable and say, okay, maybe I'm going for someone that's not out of my league, or maybe I need to lose some weight, right? Or maybe I need to work on my attitude. I just feel like I hope men are doing the same thing.
Right.
You know, I hope that they're sitting down and saying, you know what, you know, these women are not maybe
I need to step up as a man. Maybe I need to work better myself first. Maybe I need to pick up an extra job.
Maybe I need to make more money.
Right. Maybe I need to. I think they are, for the most part, getting that message. I think, like I said, it's these little pockets and groups of these extreme people. You know, because I don't think that person making those comments, I I don't want to believe that they're the average person. I think they're just some people who are, had some misfortune in life, and they're just a subset of the people. They're not the average person doing those things. I just don't like the idea of men getting a high off of, or men getting the personal satisfaction of women being basically put in their place. Because I feel like that's what a lot of the manosphere comes down to. Put these women in their place. Tell them they can't get this. They're not deserving of that. They need to do this, and this before they can get that. Granted, you have the right to believe that if you want to, but I feel like there's no one's place to tell anybody what they can or can't get.
And like, just to sum it up, a lot of this talk about, like, they keep referencing our parents' generation, our grandparents. This is 2021. Right. That was the 50s.
Because if we brought up that parent generation, how women weren't paying bills, people they forget that part.
Right.
So
let's not just take the one part.
A man like, oh, that's annoying. I want a man like my mother, like my grandma. Are you willing to pay the bills like your grandfather? Right. Are you willing to pay the bills like your like Papa? No. Are you willing to take care of everything? Like, I feel like that's just only when it's convenient.
Different society.
We're just different. Right. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, back in the.
And the reality is that a lot of people that say, oh, people stay married longer, but were all those people really happy?
Right. Because the divorce rates.
Just because the divorce rates are necessarily lower doesn't mean they were happier marriages.
Right.
I believe in institutional marriage. I want to get married. I believe in marriage, but at the same time, just because people were married for longer periods of time, they didn't divorce, doesn't necessarily mean that their marriages were good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just because
people would say marriage is not about happiness. That's the big narrative. That marriage is not about your
I'm
happiness.
not here to get into. All I'm just saying is that that's another thing I keep seeing, like, coming up in the few stuff that I watch is about, oh, look at back in the day, our mothers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers,
our great grandmothers.
Yeah,
they weren't like this.
A lot of these women didn't even have they couldn't go to school. They couldn't take care of them. It's a different time. So, like, we have to be realistic to what we're comparing things to.
Right. And that's what we say about anything. All these things are just tools. Like, I feel like a lot of times people get too caught up in, like, the actual thing. But it's all about how you choose to use it. You know what I mean? Because a woman goes to school doesn't mean that she can't be a good wife. You know what I mean? That's, like, all these ideas.
I think the average person knows that that's not true.
No, but a lot of people feel I'm not saying the average person doesn't believe it, but I feel like there's an argument that a lot of women who are, because they have all these rights now, they have all these freedoms now, they can't be submissive. They're not loyal. They can't, be quiet. They can't do this. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to be naive and say there's no relationship, because let's be real, money makes the world go round. You know what I mean? So because you're empowered now and you have these opportunities, it can change your demeanor. But there are women who are still very humble making this money. You know what I mean? There are women who are still very extra and they're not even doing much. In general, human beings are different. So I feel like when we try and overgeneralize people, or especially when it comes to groups of people, women are like this. Men, even in the comment section, I always correct people. Even when people say men, I say some men. When people say women, I say some women. You can't say all men. Have you met every man in the world? Have you met every woman on earth? You can't just, you know what I mean? I feel like we have to be careful when we just make the generalizations.
We all do it.
We all do it. And I'm saying, but you have to say some. Some people say most.
Most ones I know.
Most people I know, the ones I've been around, like, we have to pay attention to our language. Basically, is the point I'm saying. Because if you keep going around talking like this, you're just basically putting everybody in the same. You're putting everyone in a box, and it's unfair because we're not all the same. But let us know. Is the manosphere toxic? How do you? What? If I ask you this question, how would you answer? Yes, I know. I know a lot of guys gonna be commenting. We're ready to, have a conversation down below in the comment section.
And just know, you already know how we do. Like,
keep it tasteful.
I'm the calm one, but she'll come for you. I'm calm. I kind of just keep it moving.
And if you're wild, you're gonna get blocked. I don't have time for that. I like to talk. That's why we made a channel. That's why we're coming soon to y'all. But, like, we made this channel to have this type of conversation. So, like, I'm ready to have intellectually succinct, robust, respectful conversations. I don't be acting crazy in the comment section, because you're gonna get cursed out and then blocked. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you like content like this, we're gonna have more coming. And like this video. Please like this video. It really helps our channel. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye.